Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Endzone, A World Apart. In Pravsburg, we are trying to scratch out a living from this desolate wasteland, and we've had mixed success up to this point. Population certainly has grown, but we're not exactly thriving by any definition of that standard. We're trying to stockpile up some supplies for a side task. If we fail to do this, I think it'll make people a little bit unhappy. If we do manage to accomplish it, we have high morale. Which is nice, not at the end of the day, like, super crucial, but we should at least try to get it, right? I've got 9 settlers I'm not currently actively using, so we should definitely make sure we do something with that. Get a little bit more scrap going, maybe gather up some more food, that would be nice. We do need to make sure we are gathering more wood. We're a little low on that at the moment, but sure, that all seems okay. For refiners, we did build 2 more out. I'm gonna go ahead and swap at least a couple for plastics. At least for the moment. And the reason I want to do that is because I do want to build a rainwater collector, which I realize does take up a reasonable amount of plastic. So, we're going to need to have a fair bit of that. But this, in conjunction with the well and with the jetty, would result in me getting a pretty large amount of water. The real trick then at that point is getting a lot of food, and we can place down, let's say, a hunting lodge over here, for example, which might help at least a little bit. Let's just hunt down some vulnerable animals. So we're going to need it in the long term anyway if I want to set up a pasture and start raising the animals that way. They trap these things. Remember, that's actually a feature that was added recently into the game in the patch just before release. So I want to make sure that we get that up and a-running. But beyond that, I don't know what else really comes across as a very high priority. I don't think there's much else we can do to get food. It's not like we can cultivate some crops at the last minute, so I think we'll try to get the hunting up and running. We're going to try to get the rainwater collector. It will take a while for this to be done, simply because the plastics are going to delay me by a pretty large amount, but that's okay. We should start producing at least a little bit of charcoal, which of course I will be using in order to try and get my activated charcoal masks. And in fact, let's actually turn this off so that no one's allowed to use these for a bit. That way, once I do start producing them, no one takes them out of the dang storage, because that would be very, very irritating, wouldn't it? Yes. Yes, it would. Are we going to be able to get enough water, actually? I really have no idea. Oh, wow, we got a lot more people working for me all of a sudden. Holy crud, okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and have you guys go over there then. We'll work in the gatherer and the hunter, gather up plenty of food. I will need to get a couple more tailors, probably. Maybe, I don't know, actually. What are you guys producing right now that is so slow? No one's producing any charcoal for some reason. I don't really think I understand where they're going. Where are you going and what are you doing? This person hasn't received a badge yet. Reallocates resources. No, you're supposed to be making charcoal. I only have 1.1 seasons to do this task before it goes horribly wrong. No one wants to help. Okay. You know what? If it fails, it fails. It's not a big deal. I'm mostly just slightly irritated. We are going to need some more housing pretty soon, I do believe. We are rapidly reaching a point where we're going to be getting capped out with our housing, even with the shelter, 19 out of 25 currently. I don't want to expand the housing out too fast because I know it's going to result in an unsustainable population boom, but we do need to at least get something together, yeah? And yeah, the water, we're not getting this nearly fast enough. People are not able to make enough plastics. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe eventually we can build this out, but oh well. So we do have some charcoal now. Thank you. Let's go ahead and turn this off. I am going to swap you over to the activated carbon masks, which you should start doing next. Let's get another tailor, and we'll try for it. I just don't think we're going to get water fast enough, unless you guys can really get this thing going. Here comes the plastics. Okay, apparently not. We only got 2 at a time. Darn it, never mind. Could harvest the pears. I mean, that is something we need to do as far as the food, right? So we can go ahead and start gathering a load of that together. Here comes the water. Boom. All right, so the rainwater collector does its thing. Now, I think there's supposed to be a way to cover it so you can prevent contaminated radioactive water from falling into the tank. That said, I don't remember where the button is. I think it's literally just activate and deactivate production. Yeah, that's all it is. Okay. So if we know irradiated water is on the way, then that is something we could certainly do. Hey, look, we actually have... Oh, we almost had enough water. Okay, so you're telling me we barely don't have enough food and we barely don't have enough masks. I mean, here's the masks. Now it's the food? Hang on. Sign some farmers. Quickly, go! Yay! We fulfilled our goal. Okay, well, that's nice. Cool. So besides that, what else do we want to do? Well, let's swap one of these guys back over to cloth, because I think cloth is one thing we're going to have a hard time getting enough of. We should probably continue to produce some charcoal. That honestly isn't a bad thing. Baking better clothes is, generally speaking, a good thing. I don't want to go to the radiation suits. They're a bit too expensive, but activated carbon masks should be no problem whatsoever. Besides that, we're kind of doing okay. The thing that we're struggling with right now, I think, is actually going to be the metal tools, and having another technician with that would certainly help. The other thing that would be great is if we swapped over to a new education focus. Now, I'm going for the raw productivity right now, but what I'd like to do, once we get a population up a little bit higher, would be to build up a research station so that we can start researching some tech points and invest in an advanced school which trains all 4 of these simultaneously. That would be a pretty nice and fortuitous turn of events, now wouldn't it? What's going on over here? We don't have any more trees to chop down? Ridiculous, I can get more trees. How's the hunting lodge doing? You got anything? You found some piggies. Alright, cool, kill the piggies. We actually should go to this scrap yard, sorry, and get rid of some of the scrap that's over here, because this is actually going to get in the way of my building projects at some point near-ish in the future. More housing? Sure, we'll get at least a couple more. Not that I have a ton of space to work with in this vicinity, but that's okay. Temporary storeroom did finish up, so we're able to store up a fair bit more. That's good. We're going to need to have more people working in the scrap collectors, just because having lots of scrap is obviously important. We're probably also going to need to set up a second Forester's Lodge at some point in the future, too. Because I obviously am going to need to have plenty of wood coming in. I probably will place another one up over here and create a forest in this general vicinity. But not right now. Not right now. It's not a high priority this exact second. We are in the middle of a drought. No surprises there. It's pretty standard for me to be in the middle of a drought. Let me go ahead and temporarily swap back over to neck scarves. I do think that we're going through this charcoal a little too fast. We should probably upgrade our water tower once I get some more charcoal together, because this would allow me to have much larger water storage, as well as eventually use charcoal to filter out any radiation so it doesn't get people sick. To me, that just makes a whole load of sense. And I'll quote the AC/DC, to me it just makes good sense, or whatever. Anyway, what else are we trying to do then? I honestly don't think there's anything else I want right now except to continue building. We do need a cemetery at some point. Let's not forget about that. That is important. We could just go ahead and build it out, if I'm honest. What does it cost again? It's not too expensive. I mean, that's a lot of scrap, but we are going to need it. We're reaching a point in the game. Actually, wait, your shape and sizing is too large. Oh, good lord, I hate that. We are going to want to have cemeteries because we're reaching a point where at some point soon adults are going to start dying off, and people tend to get very upset if there's no place to bury their dead. I can't imagine why that would be the case, but they get all peeved. So we probably should do something about that. We can place another shelter over here, which I think I will want to do, and then a cemetery. Gosh, why does it just have to be such a perfectly awkward shape? Just slightly too large to conveniently fit it where I want it to, you know? Like, why do you have to be that way? I don't know. Cemetery over here is not bad. Yeah, alright. Let's do that. Is there a way for me to just pause construction? Yes, it is called deactivating production. Perfect. Okay, so we actually can just hold on to this and not send the resources, I assume. We'll pay attention to that and make sure that that is in fact the case, but we can actually plan things out a little bit, and that's okay. We have Schweet. We probably should place a medical center near the cemetery. Not because we're trying to send the wrong signals that, you know, people are surely going to die and we can quickly dispose of the bodies. But I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to the medical facility, it's probably because you're already on your last legs. So we might as well just be prepared for it. This is what we call efficiency. And then beyond that, the research station's the next big thing that I want. Again, look at it. It's perfectly not the right size. God, I hate it so much. Okay, yep, this is just slightly too big. You annoying little boogers. All right, fine. Research station will go there. Now, this is something I definitely want to build up. Big time want to build that up. It says that we're out of lumber. And I think I don't know why that would be the case. We've sent some over here. I was thinking for a second maybe it was like preemptively deciding that we were out of wood based on all the construction projects, but that wouldn't make any sense. All right, well, the water should be pouring back in very shortly. now that we have the rains returning. Thank you. All right, soil quality is going back up. Scrapyards run out of things to break down. That's fine. There's plenty more down here, another 740 or so. Go for it. Look at all the jobs we're going to have once this is done. Fun thing about, like, morticians and medics, you only need, like, one of each. At least for a long time. One of each. That's all you need. It's that simple. It's pretty easy to work with. We are about to run out of scrap. What do you know? All right, so there's a cemetery. Let's go ahead and assign one person as a mortician. So if anyone dies, we'll be able to get them into the graveyard. Now, fun fact, this is not the same as Banished, where once the dead have been here for long enough, the grave kind of naturally deteriorates away. This will fill up, and it will just stay filled up unless I demolish it, which instantly removes all the graves, and I can just rebuild it and just keep rebuilding the same cemetery in the same spot. And that works. That works completely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that strat. We are completely out of scrap. Oh, and also you can see that there is a little bit of radioactivity in our rainwater collector. Annoying. But the water tower is done, which is much larger. I'm actually going to move the working area to be more like over here, for example, in case I want to place down a second jetty and just have an emergency water option. But yeah, so if we wanted to activate the carbon, we could use that, and that would allow me to filter up some more stuff. What is wrong here? Oh, we don't have enough, like, wood or anything, and I think the result is... No, wait, scrap? Yeah, we don't have any scrap, so we can't make more tools. The lack of scrap is going to be a huge burden on me. Where's my tasks and stuff? So let's see, the lumber... Well, we want to keep some of those tasks close by. Do we not have a scrap task anymore? I don't think we do. Okay, well, we can fix that if we have people who don't have jobs or don't have anything to do at said jobs. Go gather some scrap or some wood. I need both. I need more of everything. Everything shall be mine. I think the research station has to be our next big priority. I mean, everything else is nice. Like, I like medical facilities. I like the idea of getting some more shelters and stuff. We're actually looking okay-ish on housing. Population's reasonable enough at the moment. So yeah, I really want to get this research station. Now, to do that, we're going to need more metal tools. We'll need some plastic, which I have. We'll need cloth, no problem. Some scrap. We need a lot more scrap, and we need a lot more wood, basically. So the basics. I need a lot of the basics. Duly noted. We can assign somebody else to work in the forester. That would help a little bit. Apparently, the herbal hut, we've already capped out on our meds, so we don't really need an herbalist. We can go ahead and just pull back on that. At least for the time being. How are we doing with the pears? The pears are still doing their thing. Okay. Boars keep coming in to die. Perfect. They're breeding at just the right rate. It's exactly what you want to see. Now, we could set up a pasture. And a pasture would be a very good way for me to get some extra food. Is that worth it to me right now, though? I don't know. The population hasn't grown enough that I feel very concerned about food. That will probably change at some point in the near-ish future, but at least for the moment, I feel okay. Try to get some more wood over there if possible. Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and turn on the research station. I want this thing built out. Let's also make sure we get some more dirt paths going. I messed up the pathing over here, and that really irritates me, because now I actually am wrong. I can't place any sort of decorations along here. It's just ruined forever. Unless we want to actually, like, move the workshop. Which we can do, but, like, why? You know? It's just, it's so much extra work. Okay, we'll set up some roads along over here wherever we need the builders. Seems fine, and then let's also just have people work a little bit faster over the refineries. Okay, good enough. Not making perfect use of my space. But you know what? I think I'm just going to have to accept that. I have like a phobia of inefficient space usage, partly because I get yelled at the comment section. But it's just, you know, you want to be space efficient. You have a finite, it's a finite resource, right? Land estate is real, very real and valuable. Words, they mean things in my head sometimes when I say them. So I try to be very efficient with it, but sometimes I succeed and sometimes I fail horribly. I do feel like we need another Forester's Lodge. Could actually place it right around here. It would work perfectly. Yeah. Let's go ahead and build out another Forester's Lodge with the anticipation that I'm going to need some more wood production. We're a little bit low on that. Barely keeping together with metal tools and with our activated carbon masks right now. All the more reason I really want to get the advanced school going. Excuse me, water break. I also need water, just like the colonists in this game. Need a little bit more wood, huh? You guys finished with this already? Good lord, you guys are actually pretty productive. Look at you go. Chop down these trees too. What about over here? Scrap, there's still plenty more to go around. We're fine there. Got 9 settlers to work with. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about needing to go for this. Like, everyone else, go out, chop down the trees and stuff, but, like, we need to get this built up. We also should get a little bit more food. Let's go for our first farm. Farm would be nice. It's quaint. It's pretty. Everyone likes farm. Yes? I can kind of fit a farm here. I mean, 9 by 6, you know, that's 54, and then 8 times 7, that's actually close to the same, but, I don't remember, what's the threshold? What is the threshold for, how many tiles a single farmer can effectively work in Endzone? I used to know these things for Banished. I don't really know them anymore for Endzone. I'm just debating whether we want something smaller or if we want something larger, and we shouldn't be placing down here at all. Yeah, that could totally be the case. I don't know. Anyway, this is larger at 56, so we should do this, but I guess we'll just try for it. I don't know. I should look that up. Maybe there's a guide on this stuff, you know? It's one of the fun things about new-ish games. Sometimes there's new things to learn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people working in the research lab. Let's go ahead and start generating these. So now we're going to have knowledge points. And knowledge points is where I can spend them in the research tree and get all sorts of fun things. Upgrades for my food, my housing, more resources. We want to get the refinery going so that we can just have lots of people gathering all 4 resources at once out of my scrap. But most importantly, we have to get that advanced school, which only takes 1 point to research. So, if the 5 of you can get to work as quick as possible, that would be just fine and dandy as well. Both simultaneously good and dandy. Wow, that's a double long drought on the way. Oh, wow. Me not like the implications of that. I'm going to place down another jetty. Just so we have the emergency option to get some extra water. Let's do that. I don't think that they affect each other's functionality, like efficiency. 2 jetties too close together, I don't think actually matters. But if I need to get some emergency extra water, we can assign a lot of people over here to the water carrier, and that would be fine. In the farm, what seeds do we have? We have sugar beets, 336 food for every 3.1 seasons, so that's just barely over 100 food per season, or cabbages, 224 over 1.9, which is a little bit higher. Alrighty, cabbages it is. Let's make sure we assign an extra farmer there so that somebody is off and doing their job. We do not have any issues as far as medication, so I'm not going to worry about the medical facility right now. Sitting on plenty of coal, that's good. Knowledge points are indeed starting to generate. Good, good, good. We probably should get a little bit more housing. Place down a couple over there. Oh, right, and we should also place down the Forester's Lodge right up over here. And let's make sure we assign at least a couple extra people over there as well. Perfect. 30 children? Man, we had a sudden huge population boom, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Probably not something I want, but there it is. Worst come to worst, I suppose we could place down another well. Wells are still a good idea. Can I place a well, like, up over here? Oh, I totally can. Yeah, let's see if we can do something like that. That actually still is within range of everything. 2 wells is pretty decent. And wells are a good direct way of trying to counter the impacts of a drought. In this case, a double drought, and I want to be ready for that. Still sitting on enough food, not really on enough lumber. We're trying, though. The double Forester's Lodge should be able to get me to victory eventually. Plenty of scrap, still not much in the way of tools. Again, just they degrade so quickly because our people are rubes. They are uneducated rubes who don't know how to handle the tools that they have been given. It's very frustrating. Let's upgrade the bus wreck, by the way. I just think it'd be nice to upgrade. It'd be nice to upgrade and have a better center of social activity for all of the peoples. Yeah? Don't you think so? Look at how dry the soil becomes whenever it hasn't rained. It's disheartening. Pretty impressive, honestly, that they've been able to incorporate that so effectively into the game. Some moisture in the soil is a very key, like, mechanic to the game, but still. Any new missions or anything? You guys want to give me some free stuff or things that I was already going to do? No? Too much to ask for? Okay. I guess I can get a second teacher since we have so many kids. Let's make sure we are teaching them rapidly. But a lot of people are going to slip through the cracks and are ultimately not going to be edumacated. More foresters. An extra water carrier or 2 would help. Still have 5 people going around and just chopping down trees, gathering some raw scrap. Housing attractiveness is painfully low at the moment. I'll be honest, I don't really understand what the problem is. You guys don't like being near the bus? You don't like being next to the shelters? I don't know. The shelter actually, by the way, is full, which makes me concerned that we are going to be having some housing issues soon. So I guess now is the time to go ahead and build out the second shelter. So we'll just have some extra housing capacity that way. What's that? Oh, it's a little lantern. Hello! Somebody died, and they're holding a memorial service, and they send those little lanterns, just like in Disney's Tangled, you know? All at once. Da 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 da. I don't remember the lyrics, actually, which is sad because it's my sister's, like, favorite movie ever. I don't pay attention to these things. Although I will say that Disney's Tangled was actually one of the better ones. It was pretty good, I thought. Anyway, it was a pretty decent one. We have 6 food variety going for us right now, which is pretty solid. We are gathering up water in the rainwater collector. I would say that maybe we should cover it if we are worried about some radiation, but in this case, I think we're just going to have to take the risk. I need water more than anything. Worst come to worst, if we see that this stuff is contaminated, we just go ahead and activate some charcoal. Charcoal is an amazing thing. It can absorb all manner of horrible poisons. Which is why it is actually used in, like, anti-poison stuff. You get yourself poisoned, sometimes just simply eating up some charcoal will save your life. Sometimes. And sometimes it totally won't. So, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt there, but, I mean, it could. Just, here's the better strategy. Don't get poisoned, okay? You heard it here first. My recommendation, don't get poisoned in the first place. Then you will live a happy life. A couple extra little roads along there just because I want people to path around very effectively. Would you guys please just get your freaking act together and help me out with this? Where is everybody? I should have extra freaking builders. Let's get another teacher going as well, by the way. There we go. Shelter's taken care of. That should... Well, it's about to be taken care of. There we go. That takes care of all my housing needs. We could set it for all settlers or just the old and infertile, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So the Forester's Lodge is doing its thing. Still don't need medicines. We could probably go for extra farms. I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, granted, we're in the middle of a drought. So it's not like it's gonna do a load of good. Nonetheless, we probably could cultivate at least a few. How big is this farm? So why can't I place it along here? I can. All right. So a 12 by 8 little farm over here? Sure, why not? We'll go ahead and set this for the... We'll set it for cabbages. You need a harvest. You need a harvest, because this is going to be a long drought, and we're not going to be getting a lot of food out of this. Let's get ourselves a couple of extra farmers. So I am thinking I'll use the larger field for cabbages and the smaller one for the less efficient sugar beets. Not that I think it's super good in terms of raw food output, but because I think just diversifying the food out a little bit so that people are not going to be as sick is probably good. Probably. We can reduce the number of people who could work in the orchard in the first place. Because it looks like people are really trying to assign themselves here, and I really don't want them to. Honestly, I only want one. One farmer in the orchard is really all that I'm looking for. All right, now that that's been cleared out, let's go ahead and swap these over to the sugar beets. There we go. Still growing a bit more in population. I'm very uncomfortable about this. There's going to be another drought in a few seasons. Good lord, they really just do not pull their punches with the droughts, do they? Getting close to capped out and with our inventory storeroom. I find that irritating. Oh, we did finish getting a research point. Okay, hang on. So we want to research that advanced school. Right? And that's going to take me a lot of wood, some scrap, and some cloth and metal in order to even do the research in the first place, but that's fine. Go ahead and take everything you guys have gathered up to this point, use the lessons that you have learned in my tutelage, and with your new power, we will activate advanced schooling. I don't know, give everyone laptops or something. It'll be fine. How are we doing in terms of, like, food and stuff? I mean, this is all looking kind of questionable to me. I mean, we're sort of holding our own with water, at least throughout these droughts, but I'm concerned. Our population's already jumped up to 100. A whopping 100 already. How are we making up for it with food? I don't think we are. Pastures? We could set up a pasture. Again, it's a weird shape and size and doesn't fit everything perfectly. Gosh dang you all to heck. I don't think it's a bad idea, truth be told. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I'm going to place down a pasture, and we are going to try to capture some piggies or some deer the next time they come through. And whichever one we've captured, awesome, we will toss into the pasture, and that will turn into some food. It will probably take a little while, but I'm hoping, like the orchards, it ends up being a semi-passive method of getting a lot of extra food. Which, by the way, you can see that the stockpile has suddenly dropped rather precipitously. We need to upgrade this school ASAP. This is going to take, again, a lot of materials. But it's just simply better in every meaningful way. I can't get any fish, I can't get any farms, and I can't get any gathering. Like, there's literally nothing we can do as far as getting additional food right now. We're completely out of options. That is irritating. Go ahead and try to capture, like, these pigs. There's a whole load of pigs. Here, pig, go get them. Okay, babe, basically we're doing well, Chief. We have everything we need. Some things we could do more. Really? You want the exact same mission we left off with before, but harder? Well, thanks for that. That's just gonna turn into a down... Like, people are gonna get upset at me. Oh, well, what can you do? Come on, end the freaking drought. Rain, rain, come again. Seriously, it is already another day. Go. Do the thing. All right, we have no choice as far as animals right now. You guys need to go and freaking hunt down the piggies. Are you hunting down to piggies? Because I see no evidence that you guys are hunting down to piggy. Oh, look, they got a piggy. Okay, hang on, we got a piggy. So, I think we wait until it arrives. There it is, wild boar. Choose this type of animal. I need at least 2 of them for that to work. And we want at least a couple herders. My god, I have a lot of settlers all of a sudden. Hello. Okay, let's go ahead and get plenty of water carriers. We can go for a little bit of extra farmers. I guess we can do some herbalists. Don't need more charcoal burners. More teachers. Because we have still plenty of kids, and the rest are just kind of free to do what they want. And sure enough, with the advanced school, we are learning all 4. Okay, so hopefully that means we're going to be able to start actually stockpiling up better tools and better radiation protection. Hopefully. If not, well, we're hosed, and we're going to have to figure something else out. Next thing for us to research, I think, is going to be the refinery, so we can gather up all these materials simultaneously. And we don't need plastics anymore, so let's swap over to metals or something like that. Long way to go. We are also, by the way, completely out of food. Yikes. Well, that's going to be fun. We'll figure it out next time, though. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time in the End Zone.